How's it going and happy Friday? Unless, of course, you're watching this series in the future, in which case it might not be a Friday. I hope you guys are doing amazing. Today we have a title race and a half. Look at this situation. 4 games left of the season. We're doing all 4 matches today in this episode. There is no time to dilly-dally around. 3 teams separated by 3 points. We could win the league with Arsenal season 1. It would be a crazy achievement to do it, but undeniably, we are going in as underdogs. Shall we get into things? Yes, folks, how is it going? And welcome back to Arsenal. Of course, I hope you've been enjoying the series. I hope you've been having a lovely week. To let you guys know ahead of time, there will be episodes this weekend, so get strapped in. Of course, if this video has randomly popped up and you're recommended, make sure to be subscribed so you get notified when those other videos are coming. And for those of you that like transfer specials, good news, we are going to have a transfer special or 2 this year. And well, the reason I can say that with confidence is because the budgets have been set. We have qualified for the Champions League with 4 games remaining of the season. I think that really is a testament to how good we've been this year. And as a result of that achievement, the board have come in. They've told me £2.6 million wage budget, a transfer budget of just under £80 million as well. We are going to be able to make some really big additions this summer. Now, I have been doing a little bit of provisional scouting, and there's one man who has definitely caught my eye. We need a striker. Rodrigo from Real Madrid is transfer listed for £34 million. Would it be a mistake to spend half my transfer budget before the season ends on him? I kind of want to do it in case he's not transfer listed at the end of the year. Would you do it? I don't know, maybe I'll do it at some point today. I really should focus on the matches. Now, since you were last here, we have played 3 matches in all competitions, and you might have spied them on this screen here. We've been playing really well. First and foremost, we had the FA Cup semi-final. Championship opposition in Burnley, a confidence-building result. Odegaard was superb, a good team performance, and a performance, though, you expect us to get. Viagra getting his first ever goal for the club as well, at least for the first team. He did technically score in the Papa John's trophy for our youth team, but that doesn't count. And besides that result, you've spotted the 2 others. Bournemouth and Everton also dispatched of. The Everton result, a really, really good one. A 4-1 win. Jesus is in form. Odegaard's in form. To be fair, when you look across the team there, everyone's in form. Even Andre Santos, he managed to not get sent off. He started this game. He got a 7.1. So we will be taking on Liverpool in the FA Cup final tomorrow. So get that in your diary. That's a big cup final, potential silverware. But in terms of for the here and now, we have the Premier League to focus on where, well, we still have to play Manchester United and Liverpool today. It's a pretty tall order, I think, for us to win the league from here. Even if we win all our remaining games, our goal difference is worse than Man City. So, yeah, we need some more big, convincing results. It doesn't feel all that likely, but we're here because there's a chance. You might be wondering, based off those recent results, have you changed anything? Why has the form suddenly got good? And the answer is, I have changed a little bit with our team, not in terms of instructions, but just a few player role tweaks. I've gone back to playing the inside forward on the left-hand side on support. Of course, that is how we started the season. And then at some point, I changed it to an attacking role. I've gone back to support. We've done better with that, I feel like. Elsewhere, Jesus is playing as an advanced forward rather than as a complete forward. As a complete forward, we were asking him to be a bit creative, drop deep when he needs to. That was going to allow the advanced playmaker, inside forward and inverted winger to get on ahead. Because of his lack of goals as of late, I've just decided to simplify his role a little bit, get him in front of goal more regularly, and off the back of that, he's been pretty impressive as of late. He got an assist in the game against Bournemouth, he got a goal in the game against Everton. I'm hoping that to close off the season, he's going to end things on a high. Elsewhere in the team, there might be a little bit of rotation that, well, could surprise you, but this is the team that took on Everton, and it really impressed me to the point where I'm putting absolute faith in it against Manchester United. There is, I suppose, one question mark, and that is, do I want to go to maybe the more defensive shape for this game? And you know what? I think I am. So I am anticipating Manchester United to play with a centre attacking mid. If they're not, I'm going to go back to the 4-2-3-1. But Fernandes for them has been a regular player in the middle. He's there again today. Elsewhere in their team, they picked up Ricardo Horta in January, a decent addition. They've got some good players. That said, Thomas Tuchel's Manchester United. That's right, I said Tuchel's Manchester United. They've not been very good this year. They're down in 8th. They've already got rid of Ten Hag. There are rumours that if they lose this game against us, they're going to sack Tommy Boy. I'd quite like to see that happen. Okay, first highlight of the game, 5 minutes into this. Of course, we've got some tricky games to end the year. This one and the Liverpool game stick out in that regard, but they are both games where we're playing the opposition at home, and I want to believe that gives us a better chance of grinding out a result as well. Saka is grinding away on this near side and eventually going to come away with the ball. A bit of a feisty affair on this near side, and Saka is going to get his header on it as well. I thought for a second Jesus might get on the end of it. He's coming with a crunching tackle. It's fallen to Odegaard, who bursts through the middle, tucks it in. That's goal number 19 of the season for the Norwegian. We've talked a lot recently about Jesus' lack of goals. We probably should talk about Odegaard. He's doing a bloody lot for us, and he's come up trumps in a really critical situation here. Jesus doing the hard work, doing a little bit of the dirty work that attackers don't necessarily love to get stuck in and do. He's won the ball back for us. We've gone up the other end, and we've ended up scoring. Odegaard, free kick. Of course, he's now looking for goal 20 of the season, and he very nearly got it. That shot hits the crossbar, and it's spooned away to safety. There's not been too many chances in this half, but maybe one more for one of the teams to end this 45. Manchester United started the game slowly. They've definitely grown into it, so a goal for us here would be a bit of a sucker punch right before half-time. There could be a chance as well. Andre plays it inside. Jesus hits the outside of the post, and it goes out for a goal kick. Manchester United had a brief spell in this game where they definitely were better. We did a little bit of shouty in that period. It worked wonders. We're ahead at the break. There's plenty more to do here. Largely happy with what we've seen. Tomiyasu with a throw-in. He is on a yellow card. I could bring in Mukiele for him. I don't necessarily want to change things unnecessarily, but at the same time, I don't want to see a red card. Andre has an effort from range. It goes just wide of the post. And with that effort going wide, I am going to make some changes here. Looking at things, Jesus is not having the best of games, but I'm going to show some patience. Mukiele is going to come in. Elsewhere, Saliba's not been superb. I'm going to bring in Ben White. I feel like Manchester United are going to test us defensively here, and if someone's having a bad day at the office, there's no harm in taking them off, bringing in some fresh legs, especially because I anticipate Manchester United to make some similar changes in the attacking third. A second goal for us really would give us some breathing room. Odegaard's hit the crossbar again from a free kick. The man has been on fire from dead balls this season. He's not scored many, but he hits the woodwork a lot for what it's worth. With 20 minutes left, this is getting a little bit nervous. Saka's not had a good game, neither has Jesus. I'm going to make a double change. Martinelli, on his road to recovery after his injury, is on the bench, is capable of playing. I'm going to bring in Fabio Vieira as well for Saka, who has had a quiet game. Tactically, I don't really want to change too much here, though. I feel like we're doing absolutely fine. It's just about trying to get that second goal and that bit of breathing room. In this second half, there's not been a great deal of chances, which I suppose favours us. If we could find a finish at the end of that, it would have been delightful. Dubravka makes the save. Is it not De Gea in goal? They've got Dubravka in goal. No, I don't know what's happening there. I am starting to get a little bit nervous. 10 minutes left. I've made all my changes but one. They are throwing men forward. It's going to leave them more exposed at the back. Maybe a chance from this set piece. We've had a few direct free kicks, not find the back of the net. What about this indirect one? I'll tell you what's going to happen. The subs are going to link up Benny White on off the bench, headers it goalwards, finds the back of the net, doubles our lead. Breathe a sigh of relief, everyone. 6 minutes left plus any extra time. 2 goals to the good. We look like we're going to win the first of the 4 games to end the year. And with this, could be the end of Thomas Tuchel's brief stint at Manchester United. Looking at this XG story, absolutely deserved the result. We were the better team. We created a lot. Wouldn't have minded a goal or 2 more, but a good clean sheet, tricky opposition, 1 down, 3 to go. I've not heard any rumours of Tuchel being sacked. What I have heard is Rodrigo would be a superb signing for £34.5 million. He could be ours. I'm going to be a little bit cheeky here. I'm going to try something with instalments. I'm going to offer £15 million up front, and then 21... No, you know what? I'll be kind. 23 million over 3 years. In fact, can I get this down to a round number? Does anyone else do their instalments so it's a nice round number, or is that just me? 7.5 million over 3 years plus 15 million up front for Rodrigo. Real Madrid have accepted that. That is an offer that is worth 37 million. They've asked for 34, but naturally we're doing it in instalments. But by only paying 15 million this year, it gives us loads of wiggle room. And at 22 years old, especially with our striking woes, it just feels like a signing that kind of makes sense for us. I can't guarantee he's going to play as an inside forward for us. I'm not sure I can guarantee that he'll be an important player for us. I think he's going to be a regular starter, but someone who can kind of fit in wherever is needed. The fact that he can play anywhere across the attack is obviously really, really good. Hate the fact he wants a yearly wage rise. We're going to try and remove that. If I could get him down to 120,000, that would be nice. I'm going to try and be a bit cheeky to begin with at 110, but I feel like that might be a bit of a tall order. In the end, he has agreed to 115,000. Not an insignificant amount of money for Rodrigo, but at 22 years old, I really like the look of him. He loves important matches, really consistent. He's one of those players where there's not that much yellow on his profile in terms of the attributes, but so many 14s and 15s across the board. And at 22 years old, with a ton of potential, he's just going to be better than what he is right now in a year or two's time. And for £15 million this season, that's too good a deal to miss out on. So game number 2 today pits us against Brentford. They are down in 17th. They are battling for their lives. They are going to want to get a result here. On paper, should be the easiest game of our end of season run. Very rarely works out that way. Elsewhere, Manchester City are taking on Tottenham. Liverpool just played midweek against AC Milan in the Europa League. They did beat Milan 5-0, which of course, I mean, Milan are really good. They must have just had a bad day. But because of that, they are playing a day later against Newcastle. For this match against Brentford, I'm going back to the 4-2-3-1. I've made the decision to start White and Mukiele in this game. Of course, they came on off the bench last time. Both players kind of impressed me. Elsewhere in the final third, I'm going to stick with the same lineup. I suppose there's a temptation to bring in Martinelli ahead of Jesus, who has, well, continued to struggle. But of course, Martinelli's been out with injury. To be honest, his form has been pretty mixed himself. And I just feel like Jesus has the better quality on paper. And if you could get a goal or two here against, let's be honest, a team we should be annihilating, that can maybe give him a little bit of a confidence boost for the last 2 games of the year after this. 15 minutes into this game, it's not been a classic so far. This is the kind of game where I want to believe we're going to do things no nonsense. There's going to be no funny business. We're going to get the win, get the result, and it's all going to be okay. That said, they have quality, and they have Damsgaard on this near side. Mukiele makes a great little stop, a good recovery by the right back, of course, coming into the team today ahead of Tomiyasu. Now can we make something happen out from the back? Andre Santos, ever since his sending off, I feel like he's been a new player for us. He's kind of, I don't know, it's giving him a bit of a mental reset, I suppose. He's looked way better for it. Saka dances past his man. Andreas at the back post keeps it alive to Andre Santos, who I'm bigging up, and he very nearly scored an incredible effort. Man City have taken the lead against Tottenham. That's not what I wanted to see. Right before half-time, yet to find a breakthrough in this game. I'm trying not to focus too much on the Man City game against Tottenham, but knowing that they're currently in the lead, we have to try and get ahead sooner rather than later in this game. I don't want to be chasing it in the last 20 minutes. Maybe a chance to get something to happen here. Patient play. Ball turned over, though, in a compromising area. Ball attempted to be played through to Tony. We latch onto it well. Now a little bit of space perhaps in behind Brentford, which Jesus is going to find. He takes it down on the chest. It should have been a goal, but he shoots it just wide. Brentford looking to play it out from the back, though, from the resulting goal kick. Don't take your seat. In fact, don't leave your seat. Don't go and get a half-time snack and try and beat the queue. There could be something late going on here for either team. Zinchenko caught out in possession. It's Mbueno with the ball, bringing it forward, hits it. And I'll tell you what, that should have been a better finish at the end of that. Half-time in this game, both teams with their best opportunities right at the end of the half. I don't want to overreact too much just yet, but we've got to look better in this game. We've got to do something more in the second half. Andreas hasn't played well. I'm going to bring in Emil Smith-Rowe. Elsewhere, I'm going to bring in Martinelli to play at striker. I don't want to overreact elsewhere too much, but Ben White on a yellow card is somewhat concerning. I'm going to bring in Saliba. I made the reverse change last match. I'm doing this one today. I don't like having players on yellow cards, especially with 5 subs. It's just a needless risk, especially with Saliba and White just being really, really good players who should be more than up to the task of this kind of match. There is going to come a point in this game where I need to go more attacking, and as we approach the hour mark and see Man City go a second goal ahead, I think this is probably the sign that I need that we've got to go more attacking. What am I going to do? That is the question. I think I'm going to bring in Nketiah. This is the kind of match where I'd love to have a Rodrigo on the bench to bring on. Don't want to rush things too much. A high tempo, not super direct style of play. Let's try and double up with young, exciting players in the wing-back areas. Hopefully catch out a Brentford side where, well, let's be honest, their wider attacking players don't do a whole lot of tracking back. and find a breakthrough. We're now on attacking. I'm going to shout demand more. We've not created enough in this game. Saka's looking tired. I'm going to take him off for Fabio Vieira. Besides that, I've made all my subs now, but we've got fresh legs on in the final third. I've rolled the dice. I've gone more attacking. It's not worked out here. Let's look to pass into space. Man City are winning, and we can't even beat Brentford. They are going to hold on for a 0-0 draw, a game where, attacking-wise, we just didn't have enough. In the second half, we had a couple of chances, but that was that. Brentford happy to hang on for the draw, just lacked a little bit of a spark, a creative outlet. And with that, well, you can see, we're now second behind Man City, no longer on goal difference, but on points. And that's without Liverpool having yet played. If they win, we're going to drop down to third, and in a two-horse race, we might not even get the top two. Bad news, Darwin Núñez has just scored a hat-trick. I feel like he scored a load of goals when I've been looking at Liverpool's results, but actually, when I was looking at his performances previously, he's only got 6 goals in 32 games in the league, but he scores a load in the Europa League, and a load apparently in the Premier League games where I don't want him to score. Liverpool are up to second, 2 games left. We've got them in our next game. Not looking forward to it. Okay, a little bit of good news to kick off this week. After the disappointment of the previous game, Rodrigo confirmed to be joining us. It's £37 million, 15 million of it up front, and then the rest over the next few years. A player who's not been given a chance at Real Madrid, but I really like what he could offer for us. I think he could slot into our team and really just give us something that we've not had enough of this year, which is just an attacking, striking outlet. That 17 finishing really stands out, and I think it's a bit of a no-brainer. I'm going to confirm this transfer. A good early bit of business, I think. I could have waited maybe until the summer and done it in the transfer special episode, but I didn't want to miss out on him. I didn't realise until after it had happened, Man City played a day earlier than ourselves and Liverpool played one another. They beat Manchester United 3-0. So thank you, Manchester United. Thomas Tuchel, he's not been sacked yet. I imagine he will be sacked very soon. Their final game of the year is against Brighton. But what that result means is Man City are now 5 points ahead of us with 1 game left of the season. We have to beat Liverpool in this game, otherwise we can't win the league. If we draw against Liverpool, it also basically secures Man City the title. So with that in mind, both teams are really going to want to win this one. So for this game against Liverpool, I am going to go back to the 4-3-3 system. A little bit of changes. Jesus dropped for this game. I'm going to play Martinelli up top. Jesus, maybe an option on off the bench. Partey also comes back into the team. I am going to be sticking with White and Mukiele for this one. Mukiele's recent form has been really, really impressive, as has Fabio Vieira's, to be fair. That said, Saka's been in really good form too. It's made a bit of a hard decision. I feel like in the wide attacking areas, we've got a load of performers. Down the middle, that centre attacking kind of striker position is where we've struggled. But I think this is a team that can be competitive, especially at home against Liverpool. That said, it's Liverpool in Football Manager. Liverpool are quite good in Football Manager. There's a reason they, alongside ourselves, are challenging for the title. Just looking at their team, though, there's no Mo Salah. So curiosity got the better of me. Apparently Mo Salah needs a rest. So for what could be their biggest game of the season, they've decided to rest him. It's a beta. It's a beta. I'm very interested to see how Liverpool are going to line up here. I'm expecting a 4-3-3. Indeed, that is how they're going to play. Firmino, Diaz and Elliott, their front three. Tsimikas in at left-back, I noticed. I saw as well, Trent is currently out injured. I did see VVD in at centre-back. So whilst it's not a full-strength Liverpool, it's still a very good Liverpool side. And of course, this is the team we're going to be taking on in the FA Cup final tomorrow. So this is a little bit of a warm-up for that. Maybe this is going to be the start of a bit of a blossoming rivalry of myself and Jurgen Klopp in this Football Manager universe. And, well, of course, the winner of this match has a shot at winning the league on the final day. Liverpool looking like they are committing a fair few men to the attack. I feel like starting with a defensive midfielder in this game is probably a wise move. That said, Zinchenko, who has been ending this season at left-back, plays in Martinelli, gives it to Partey, he hits the woodwork, Van Dijk gets it away from danger. Liverpool very nearly behind there. But yes, you might have noticed Zinchenko playing regularly. Tierney's had a little bit of a knock, and to be honest, Zinchenko has played better at left-back that he's played at centre-mid, which perhaps when you consider left-back as his natural position makes sense. Oh my word, we've hit the woodwork again, and then Martinelli can't get the rebound. I really hope we're not going to live to regret these misses. We're having a few chances early on. Going to need to get all 3 points. We're looking to maybe have another chance and attack here. And while Jesus hasn't been scoring for us, Martinelli's had a lot of chances put on a plate for him. He's dropped the plate on the floor. Liverpool looking to play out from the back here. Van Dijk in possession is going to smash it across the pitch. Luis Diaz takes it down well, gets it in his stride, hits it. And for all those chances that we had and that Martinelli missed, Liverpool go up the other end. They have one chance. They put us to the sword. And I feel like this has been the story of our season. We've just lacked an out-and-out goal scorer. Jesus, when he's in form, has been great, but the plan B is Nketiah. And Nketiah isn't a plan B. That should be a plan Z at best. We're a goal down here against Liverpool, against the run of play. It's a wee bit frustrating, but, I mean, that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. 5 minutes left of the half. Is there to be a late twist or turn before the break? A goal here could be essential for us. And, well, maybe, just maybe, there will be a chance. Tsimikas with the ball plays it down the line to Diaz. Of course, if Liverpool get a second goal, I think that is the end of the title dream, at least for season 1. The fact that we're here with one game left after this, with a chance at the title, I think is a monumental thing. What has just happened? I think he's offside. The linesman's raised his flag. Did Alisson know? Am I being baited by the game? What's happening? VAR's going to review it. My first instinct was the keeper's had an absolute nightmare. My second thought was he must be offside and the keeper knows. Turns out it was the latter. I mean, for the first time all game, he's put it in the back of the net, but the flag's raised. It's 1-0 at the break to Liverpool. It's been a pretty even half on balance. We started well. Liverpool have grown into the game. We ended the half with a few more opportunities. But I think their team talk says it all. We've been terrible. Sort it out. And actually, I think to start this half, we've got to go to the more attacking system. Go to the 4-2-3-1. Andreas has not had the best of games today, so I'm going to bring in Emil Smith-Rowe. Elsewhere, I'm going to bring in Vieira. And you know what, Jesus? You've sat on the naughty step. You watch Martinelli miss a load of chances. Come on down. Have a chance. Please finish them for us. I feel like sometimes in Football Manager, when a player's not in form, you just have to drop them. You know, you have to let them know that you're not happy. And then after that, they just come back and play great. At least that's the theory. Maybe you just spot that when it goes in your favour. What was that tackle by Gabriel? I think he's just murdered him. I think our season's about to end with the red of a defeat and the red of a red card. I mean, that is one of the dumbest things I've seen in FM this year. Most dumb thing I've seen since the Andre Santos sending off. We've got a bit of a situation here. I've got to bring in a centre-back. Saliba, come on down. We're going to play the 4-1-3-1. Desperate times call for desperate measures. I'm not sure how much this tactic's going to catch on, but I've got to have men forward in the attack. We've got to try and make something happen. Barriero on a booking concerns me. Let's just take him off and be careful. Viagra's played well as of late. I'm going to move him back actually to play as a defensive mid and then tell Zinchenko and Mukiele to go on attack. I'll be honest, at this point, not entirely sure what I'm doing. I think I'm having a meltdown. Whether or not I think we can actually get 2 goals in what remains, I can lie to you and say it's possible. The reality is very unlikely at this moment in time. That said, we've actually played pretty well in this game. Annoyingly so. We've not seen a load of highlights. Viagra's also now picked up an injury. I'm not going to take him off. He can stay on till the end of this game, the youngster. And despite a somewhat desperate attempt, I suppose, to try and get a goal or two, nothing's happened. I've not even gone attacking. We'll go attacking for the last few minutes. We're down a man. It was always going to be tough against Liverpool. Gabriel made it 10 times harder. Silver lining, they didn't score in the second half. There were no highlights whatsoever. So with that result, the rather awkward scenario happens here where we have a game left of the year against Aston Villa, but we're just stuck in 3rd place. So we're going to go get that game out the way now. I'm going to play the young kids for that game. You know what? We'll play the B team. The A team's let me down. Let's have some fun in the last game of the season, shall we? Final game of the year against Villa. You know I'm taking it seriously because Matt Turner is in goal. The man who's actually been dropped from the USA national team. He makes the starting 11 today. Elsewhere, fully rotated. Players like Andre Santos and Andreas, who have been playing regularly, I've just decided to put in here. Elsewhere, Nketiah is going to start as the striker. Gave him chances this year. Didn't score a single goal. Maybe he can score here. He wants out from the club. Could be his final appearance for us. Maybe if he gets a goal, we can get an extra $1 million or 2 for him. When Nketiah now scores a hat-trick, it is going to be really awkward. Emi Buendia, near side for Villa. Are they going to get a goal? No, they're not. Of course they're not. We're defending immensely. Coutinho with it. Saliba apparently fouls it. Was that's never a pen. Why is he being taken over to the screen? Why is he going over to that screen so quickly? In real life, we wait 5 minutes for the referee to go over to the screen. Surely he's not going to give a penalty for that. Don't do it, ref. Don't do it. Please say no penalty. Not having fun today. Not having fun. We are literally going to finish third in a 2-horse race, and we're probably going to lose against Villa to end the season. Coutinho, he earned the penalty. Can he finish it? Of course he can. I mean, Ramsdale would have saved it, wouldn't he? Half-time in this game, we've not created anything. Villa have created significantly more, but besides the penalty, not been that many highlights. Fabio Vieira, free kick on the far side, crosses it in. Andre Santos with the header, goes just wide. It's the first highlight we've had all game in our favour. I think it's safe to say if my thinking and rationale for this game was bring in the kids, they're going to be hungry for it, they'll play better, that my rationale hasn't actually worked out, at least thus far in this game. A poor first half. This second half, though, you know what? Maybe we're playing a little bit better because we're in possession again here. And Nketiah plays it forward to Fabio Vieira, who gets in ahead of Luca Dean. Can he finish it? Of course he can. It's 1-1 in and get this game. The kids are all right. I say that. Fabio Vieira is hardly a kid at his point. I mean, he's in his early to mid-20s, isn't he? But nevertheless, it's 1-1. Who was it who got the assist? It was Nketiah. It's not quite a goal to boost up his value, but look, assists are valuable. Right? That's like $500,000 right there. We've got a goal. We're in the ascendancy. I've not even made any subs yet, and there's only 18 minutes left. Maybe my problem this year is I've been making too many subs. We've got a chance in Nketiah. Are you Jesus in disguise? I mean, Jesus probably would have missed by more, to be fair. There is another highlight. Should I be bringing on Jesus in this game? You know what? I'm not going to. I'm keeping faith with the players on the pitch, because right now we're doing okay. And Nketiah, he's through again. He's missed again. Maybe he's worse than Jesus. Maybe there's like some kind of undiagnosed illness in my team where all my strikers just can't score. Viagra, can he get it up? We get it into the box. It's cleared away. Smith Rowe can't get there either. Villa are hanging on right now. With 10 minutes left, I'm going to bring on the cavalry. Barriero's going to come in. Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli. I have got one more sub. Should we just do one more sub for the sake of it? We could do. You know what? Fabio Vieira, you've had a good game. I'm going to play Jesus out on the right-hand side. Okay, the subs have not had an impact in this game. Time is fizzling away. It's going to finish 1-1. I mean, it's a good job we didn't need to win on the final day of the season. I've not even looked at the league table. Did Liverpool win or did Man City win? Let's find out together. Man City won. Liverpool. What happened to Liverpool? Where are Liverpool? Liverpool. Am I blind? Okay, so for whatever reason, weird FM scheduling thing, Liverpool had already bottled the title and I hadn't even noticed it. They lost to Bournemouth. As a result, Man City were on the beach for the last day. Their final match didn't even matter. Despite beating Man City on the final day of the season, Brentford have been relegated from the Premier League alongside Bournemouth and Nottingham Forest. That's a bit sad, isn't it? They've beaten Man City and it just wasn't enough. Elsewhere, we have had a payout for finishing third, 34.76 million, not an insignificant amount of money. Ultimately, we've got Champions League football, and on top of all of that, West Ham have got Champions League football in fourth. What a weird sight. It was a somewhat anticlimactic and disappointing way to end the season, but looking at the bigger picture, third is not too shabby. We're back in the Champions League. Arsenal weren't in it this year. We take that step up. Our summer is going to be about getting ready for that competition, but before we do that, tomorrow we're going to have the FA Cup and end of season episode. We're going to review the squad, do some planning of our team ahead of the kind of upcoming summer transfer window. Would love to know your thoughts on the squad in its current state. Is Rodrigo a good signing? Who else should I be looking at? Let me know down in the comments. Hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. Good luck to Editing Jack, who's got to edit 4 matches into a relatively kind of compact, sleek package for this video. Me sitting here talking now isn't making his job any easier. We're back tomorrow with the FA Cup. Until then, take it easy. I'll see you all again soon. I'm out.